During the COVID lockdown, this headline went viral. Nearly half of men say that they do most of the homeschooling. 3% of women agree. I bring this up not to debate who is right, but because it's a great example of egocentric bias. Most people think they do most of the work. For example, when couples were asked who does most of the housework, the combined total is always over 100%. Now, you may think that this is because people want to appear more helpful than they are, but that's not the case, because when people ask these couples who brings up most of the fights, again, the total is over 100. So people think that they do most of the work, but they also cause most of the problems. So why is this? Well, I think that is because we remember vividly what we do, but not what everyone else does. So you overestimate your own contribution and underestimate others. So I think that this bias leads us to underestimate the influence of other things on our lives, like the role luck plays in our success. So for example, the most lucky event that I feel like a majority of us are experiencing is being born in a prosperous country. For example, if you were born in a country that is very, very poor, then no matter how much hard work you put in, it's going to be harder for you to even get a stable job or live normally, you know what I mean? We are all largely ignoring the fortunate events that support our success. And many people get very sad and offended when they hear that on how big of a role luck plays in their success. And I get it. It feels awful if we're just a product of our circumstances. Then our hard work and talent seem to count for nothing. People think that it has to be skill or luck to create success. The truth is that it needs both. And the importance of luck increases the larger and greater the number of appliances for just a few spaces. Consider the most recent class of NASA astronauts. There were over 18,000 appliances in 2017, and only 11 were selected and went on to graduate from the astronaut training program. So I saw this video of this YouTuber who selected astronauts mostly based on skill, experience, and hard work, but also 5-6 fortunate circumstances. And for each appliance, he randomly generated a skill score, and he also generated a random score of luck out of 100. And then he added those numbers together, weighted to 95:5 ratio to get an overall score. And this score represents the selector's judgment, meaning the top 11 by this metric would be astronauts. And he repeated this simulation for 1,000 times. That represented 1,000 of astronaut selection. And what he found is that the astronauts who were picked were very, very lucky. They had an average luck score of 94.7. So how many of these selected astronauts would have been in the top 11 based on skill alone? The answer was on average only 1.6. That means that even with luck accounting for just 5% of the outcome, 9 or maybe 10 of the 11 appliances selected would have been different if luck played no role at all. So when competition is fierce, being talented and hardworking is important, but it's not enough to guarantee success. So in conclusion, we are not very aware of our luck because it's not really something that we did. The housework done by your significant other goes unappreciated. And here's the crazy part, because downplaying and underestimating the importance of chance events may actually improve the probability of success, because if you perceive as uncertain that outcome, then you're going to more likely start investing effort onto it, which further decreases your chances of success, obviously. So it's useful to be delusional sometimes, to believe that you are in full control of your destiny. Literally, if I realized how bad bad my videos were at the beginning, received all the criticism I would give her right now, observing how bad she was doing, I would have literally given up. And another benefit on being delusional and overlooking your lucky breaks is that it makes easier for you to justify your place in society. If you have a lot of wealth or power, you may say that it's coming from your own intelligence, effort, which it makes it easier to accept inequality. There was this experiment where participants were put on groups of 3 in rooms to discuss about a complex moral problem. And one person in each group was chosen as the team leader. A couple of hours later, the experimenter came by with 4 cookies for each of them. So who got the extra cookie? Well, the leader in each case. Even though they didn't have extra responsibility and they'd gotten their position through chance alone. So like when you have achieved a certain status, it seems natural to feel like you deserve it and all the other good things that come your way. Here's another very interesting experiment that they made. So they asked these participants to think of a good thing that happened to them. So one group was asked to list their own personal qualities and actions that made that good thing happen. Another group was asked to list external factors beyond their control that led them to experience it. Now, for completing this task, participants were told that they are going to receive $1. But at the end, they were offered the option to donate some or all of the money to a charity. Results showed that those who listed their own personal attributes contributed 23% less than those who listed external factors beyond their control. So the positive thing about acknowledging the luck and the fortunate circumstances, like it not only brings us more in line with reality, it also makes us more likable. For example, there was another experiment where some entrepreneurs needed to write at the end of a document that they wrote the reason why they got successful. In one version, the entrepreneur gives credit to their own effort for the success they've had, and in the other, he says luck instead played a significant role. Now, the people who read the luck version of the transcript judged the entrepreneur as kinder and thought that they'd more likely be friends with them than those who read the other version of the transcript. And raising our awareness of fortunate events can also make us happier, more grateful. So that's why initially I wanted to make this video to say that our circumstances, but also our psychology, conspires together to make us oblivious to our luck. And this leads successful people to view the world as fair and those less successful than them as less talented or hardworking. And if you're wondering, so what do I need to do to be successful in life in such a world? And I think that the best advice is paradoxically first believing that you are in complete control of your destiny. Success comes down only to your talent and hard work. But second of all, you need to know that that's not true for you and for anyone. You have to remember that when you do achieve success, luck played a significant role in giving you your good fortune, which is success. And you should do what you can to increase the luck of others. If you want to discover the power of delusional self-belief to make your goals inevitable, then watch this.